Hello everyone and welcome to the Unreal Engine 4 tutorial series. So we are back with a new requested video of how can we discard a quest item which cannot be discarded. Right. So let me show you what we're gonna do today. So as you can see, this is my key. I have created a new child class of a key. As you can see, I can inspect it, right? Okay, and this is added to my inventory, but if I click, I cannot discard it. Focus on this. As you can see, this is disabled. I cannot discard it, right? Also, I have added a functionality, so I cannot add it to this container because it's a quest item. All right, we will code this, but the main thing is, as you can see, we cannot discard that. But if I go in here and if I hit E in this box, as you can see, one hello is printed. That means we have interacted that, and this interaction has triggered an event. So now we have used, that means we have used that key, and now you can discard it because there is no need of that key now. So if I now click on this, as you can see, this discard button is enabled. So now if I press on this discard, it is simply discarded. So this is what we're gonna make today. Alright, so this is my the inventory function project. Yes, right. So let's first make that key. So I will simply go in here. From the master object, I will create a new child blueprint class of a key, and let's add this key in the items. So everything, our items are in my key, right? For the key, obviously we need a 3D model, so I will simply right click, create a new folder called key, and let me import one key model. So yes, this one. So I will simply import all, close, and let's just simply make it a big enough. So 333. So this is now scaled big. All right. The main thing is this is key, and let's just add all the attributes of this class. First thing is the static mesh is a key. So use a key, apply it here. Oh, comparison. Go in this key self, and in the item structure, what's the name? The name is a key. Description, key is a quest item, so it cannot be discarded. It can be added. Yes, it can be added to our inventory. The item icon, yes, we need an icon. So let me just go in the textures and import a new icon. In the pictures, key icon, let's save. All right, so in the key, my icon is a key icon. All right, is it stackable? Yes or no? It depends on you. Okay, the class should be a key, and the can discard should be false. Yeah, it cannot be discarded, right? All right, so let me create an object from this class. So I will simply add a key, and now as you can see, we have added one key, and if I hit E, I can inspect, and then it is added, but I cannot discard it. I cannot do anything except from the examine, right? All right, now what we need, whenever we use this key, then I want to set that discard button to true. So what we want to do, we want to set this boolean can discard to true, so that we can add that. So how do you gonna do that? So let's create a new blueprint class of an actor, and I'm gonna call it a door. Okay, so for the door, let me add a cube. Let me add a static mesh, not a static mesh simulation, a static mesh. And this is my door of a type of a cube. So this is 1 comma 1 comma 1 cube. Z would be 2, so it makes more sense. So okay, so this is my cube, and let's add that interact function in here. So in the class settings, add a implement inspect interface. So yeah, we can interact with this, and add an event of interact. Yes, so yeah, we can interact, and whenever I interact, I simply want to print a string of hello. So let's check out if hello is working or not. So let's add this in here. If I hit play, as you can see, hello is working. That means yeah, we are interacting with this because we are doing a line trace. Okay, so even if I from this distance, this is interacting. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The main thing is whenever we interact, we want to set this guy to true. So how do we gonna do that? Let's first do with a local function, blueprint function. So let's create a function. I'm gonna call it set discard items, right? For the discard items, we need one variable. I'm gonna call it a player reference, and this would be type of a third person character object reference. The reason is we are simply pass this guy in here. So I will simply call out this function called can discard items. Alright, and pass this variable because this variable is also third person character reference. Alright, now what do we need to do? From this player reference, I need to get inventory component, and from the component I need to get that inventory array. This get inventory array, this one, right? Now we need those items that we can unlock, that we can discard whenever we use. So we need an variable, and I'm gonna call it discard items. Alright, and this would be type of a master object class reference because objects can be different, and this would be not an array. If it's array, then it is only a single item, right? Sorry, if it's a variable, then it's only a single item. But let's say whenever you trigger an event, you have to unlock more than one item. Then let's make an array. So now you can add 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, pardon. Hit compile. So now you can add more than 1 and then 2 and then 3. So as you can see, okay, I can add a key, then in here this plus icon. So I can add a new one of a chest, and then plus and plus, and how much as you want, right? I will simply remove, and I simply want to add a key, right? So now for the first thing I have only one thing. Okay, so I will simply get this discard item, and I will do a for each loop. So for every single loop, this will check to our inventory, and I simply set that discard item to true. So for each loop, what we need to do, I need to do this for each loop with a break, because if we find this item, then we don't want to get it further. If you don't want to go further, then you can do this. If you want to go further, then you don't have to use this break, but I am using it. Alright, so from this discard items, what we need to do, I will simply right click and split it out, and from this item structure I will break out. So we need this item class, and if this item class is equal to the item we need, the item we discard, so this class would go in here, the first for loop. Okay, so if it's true, let me just add this inventory array so it makes more sense. Okay, so if it's true, then hit a branch, and now what we need to do, then if it's true, then we have to set members of this item structure. So I will simply grab a node from here, and I will set members in the item structure. Yeah, this. So you can edit the item structure values. So what are the members you want to check? So yeah, I want to check this can discard to true. Yes, I want to set this boolean value to true now, right? Just add a double click to add a reroute node. Alright, don't worry, I will call out all in a global function. Alright, but first now this will. this will work. So now we have done this. Now what? So we have this player reference, right? So we can call out this player reference input parameter. So I will right click. If I search for player ref, this one, this is the function input parameter. From that, get that inventory component and grab that inventory array. The reason we are grabbing the inventory array is we have set this members, but we have to set this member in the array. We have to update this array with this member. So let's set array element, right? The array element I want to set is this one, the updated one. The index is this for loop index, the first, this one, the with break one. So the array index will this one. The quantity would be right click on the items and split it out. So the quantity would be this quantity, this, and the item structure would be this updated one. So struck out would go in here. And now we know that, yeah, we have updated our array or array. So let's break out because we don't want to waste our loops. So let's double click. If you don't want to break out and if you go for further, you can do that. Okay. Okay, so hit compile, save. So as you can see, we are calling out this function whenever interact, and this is simply set the can discard to true. So let's check if it's working or not. So as you can see, this is my key which is not discarded. If I hit E, it prints hello, and then yes, that can discard it true. So now I can discard it. Now there is one drawback in here. So as you can see, we have created one door object, and you have to code out all the function, so all the things in this one. So let's say you can work like this. You can add a collision bar or anything, add an event, and you can call out this actor with anything else. But the problem is, let's say I don't want to code it with every single time. So you can make a global function. Now before doing a global function, let me give you a warning that this function is dependent on the blueprint. So as you can see, set discard items, and in the bottom of it, target is a door. So this function is a part of a door blueprint, this one, the door blueprint, right? You can create a global function. So right click in the blueprints, you can see a blueprint function library. If you click on this, you can create a new library of your own function, and it is not dependent on any classes. So let me call this library a discard library, and in the discard library you can add as many functions as you want. So I will call this function set discard. Alright, you cannot add global variables in the function, you only add the local ones. Okay, so as you can see, in the door function, if I right click and if I search for set discard, as you can see, this discard library. So this function is this one, and as you can see, even I have simply just right click and search for that function set discard, and it is here. It is not even dependent on anyone. As you can see, there is no self. So the cool thing about this function is you can call out anywhere you like, and this will work same. So if you don't want to code it this one for every single time, you can create your own function library. But the problem is these are not the functions, these are the global functions. So it shares the values globally. So if you have some sensitive data like, yeah, my first person's character have these bullets, and I don't want to call out that function because now this shares the data globally. So if you have a game that depends on such data, then you shouldn't use this library. But for our case, we are simply just setting this guy to true. So this will work for our case. Alright, so let's code out this function. So we need first variable, and this is our player reference. We will simply coding out that function again, this function. So I will simply I will simply select all the things, and I will simply copy, and I will simply paste in here, so that I can show you, this is work same as before. Alright, okay. I don't need this discard items. What I need is, I will simply add that in here as an input, and this array would be a discard array, and add this guy in here, and the player reference in the inventory. Hit compile. Alright, player reference, yeah, and search for a player reference, yeah, which is the same as input parameter, this one. Alright, so it will work fine as before. So I will go in the event graph. So let's disconnect these pins. I don't want to call out this function, this one. I want to call out my function library. So let's hit C to library function, library function. Okay, pardon my spelling mistakes. Okay, the array, let's make an array. So what I want to can discard is true, so this key. Alright, so it will work same as before. So as you can see, even if we have created a function library, this cannot be discarded, right? But if I hit E, it triggered an event, and now I can discard it. Bye bye. Alright, so you can code this one. So the advantage of this function is, let's say you have to call out this function on a different event, you can simply set discard, and you can call out that function. So this is the advantage of using a library function, and the disadvantage is it shares the values globally. So if you have some data that you shouldn't be share with any other blueprint, you shouldn't use this guy, or you should prefer a local function, something that is part of a door or something, a class. Alright, the next thing we were doing is this one. So as you can see, I cannot discard it, right? But if I right click, right, so I can add to a container, but obviously I don't want to add this guy in a container, so that's a simple thing to fix. So in the inventory slot, okay, so if you have remembered, whenever I right click, I'm calling out the transfer function, right? And in the transfer function, what we are doing, we were checking if the item is not null, then we will transfer. Let's check another one. If an item is not null, and if the can discard, in the can discard this one, so I need that pin, so I have simply clicked on. If you need any of this pin, you can simply click on this, so it will add. But I don't need any of this, I only need the name and the discard. So if the can discard is true and this guy is not equal to none, so I will hit a AND boolean. If this both are true, then and then I want to follow the discard, otherwise not. That's simple fix. Alright, oh pardon. Okay, so now if I hit this guy, if I add it to my inventory, as you can see, I cannot discard it. Okay, so now if I right click, as you can see, I cannot discard it because we have called out that function. But as you can see, if I right click, I can discard, I can communicate between two chests. So if I right click, I can add it to here. Okay, so now as you can see, I have two slots. So if I right click, but this shouldn't be discarded because this is a quest item. Okay, but if I hit E, now we have completed a quest, and now I can discard it. So now if I go in here and if I right click, it will add it, because yeah, we have completed our quest. Okay, so we have did two things. So this is all for it now. So thank you so much guys for watching, and bye bye.